माननीय श्री कल्याण बनर्जी जी।
In connection with the Banking Laws Amendment Bill 2024, I wish to speak on few points. First of all, I am coming to the clause 3 of the bill, where the banking regulation at section 5, in subclause 5 lakh rupees, the word 2 crore rupees or such other amount. Earlier, if you have a 5 lakhs, you could have been the director. Now it has been enhanced up to 2 crore rupees. Whom do you want to bring it? Big industrialist, being capitalist, not the poor people, not the middle class people. Names are on the air who have to be brought in the Indian main economy, that's called banking. You have taken a different route altogether to bring them here. Middle class peoples cannot be now directed, only the rich people. Next point is RBI control or the supervision is being curtailed by this bill. That is last Friday, instead of last Friday, last day will be substitute. Why? Banks, private or government banks only scared about the RBI supervision. Peoples are having faith on the banks because the RBI ultimately controlling authority is the RBI. RBI is at the top. You are decreasing. Instead of every week, only in the last month. Heavy work will become around the RBI. You have not increased the strength of the RBI's staff. How it can be supervised? Basically, I am completely disputing this and opposing this. Nomination of 4 members. Section 45JA has been amended. 4 persons will be nominated. And as if through the nomination successors' rights are being given, which is completely contrary to well-settled principles of law. Sir, in the case of Ramchandra Talwar and another versus Devendra Kumar Talwar and others, reported in 2010, volume 10, Supreme Court cases 671. While interpreting the same provision, the Supreme Court has said, Section 45-ZA merely puts the nominee in the shoes of the depositor after his death and clothes him with the exclusive right to receive the money lying in the account. It gives him all the rights of the depositor so far as the depositor's account is concerned. But it by no stretch of imagination makes the nominee the owner of the money lying in the account. It needs to be remembered that the Banking Regulation Act is enacted to consolidate and amend the law relating to banking it. It is no way connected with the question of succession. All the money is receivable by the nominee by virtue of Section 45ZA would therefore form part of the state of the deceased depositors and develops according to the rules of succession to which the depositors may be governed. By bringing 4 nominees, you are throwing the battle, you are throwing the cord between the successors. Whatever the percentage will be given, that will be the... This is completely contrary to all succession laws. Nominee for the timing, hold the money. Why you are bringing 4? This is, I am opposing this. And this 45ZA is now the proposed amendment bill is contrary to the judgment. Now, reduction in the Sir, reduction in bank strength. Sir, in view of the amalgamation, merger of these 6 banks, now Canara, Central and Indian Bank, Canara, Central and Indian Bank, total staffs have been decreased to 40,392. 40,392 employee services have been terminated by reason of the merger of the 6 banks. Sir, the 2023 banking crisis was a major event that affected the banking sector and the economy globally. It was the most significant system-wide banking stress since the great financial crisis, which was brought to focus the risks to banking stability. Though we were not in a recession, but projecting its effect, the Reserve Bank of India had perhaps seen incipient delinquency in personal loans when it first advised banks and the NBFCs to strengthen their surveillance mechanism to address the risking system. Deposits in the banks and the financial institutions have been declining, with households as they allocate for savings to mutual funds. Today, everywhere in the banking system, the savings are being decreased, interested to the mutual fund. Why? Because of the rate of interest, rate of income tax. If you are in a mutual fund, 10% tax. If you are in the bank, savings bank account, fixed deposit, here 5 years, 10%, there 5 years, 33%. All are going to mutual funds. These income tax principles and policies, of course it is the prerogative of the Honorable Finance Minister, but I will request you to look into the matter. In a case of mutual fund, 5 years I will pay, if I keep him for the 5 years in a mutual fund even, taking a some risk even, I may get 20% from the benefit, I have to pay 10% tax. Whereas if I keep a fixed deposit for 5 years, I have to pay 33% tax. Kindly consider that in your new budget, next budget, kindly consider this point. Now, sir, the GNPA ratio for agriculture was 6.2%, while the GNPA ratio for personal loan was 1.2%. This reduction of NPA is not due to higher recoveries. Most importantly, sir, this Mr. Patru was saying, Finance Minister will say about the NPA. Very strongly they are saying NPA is being decreased, NPA is being decreased. Not because of the recovery of the NPA, but striking off the NPA itself. That is the niceties of the things they have been done. Jugglery of the words. Writing off the NPA. And it has become a common feature now. Sir, basically in the name of the amendment, the central government is trying to interfere in the state cooperative banking system in respect of nominations and to provide for an increase in the tenure of the directors in cooperative banks. The bill was increased the scope of the exception clause, which could lead to more conflicts of interest of the state government and also interfere with the independence of state cooperative banks. The bill also aims to redefine the concept of substantial interest for bank directorship. The threshold for what constitutes subsidy, I have already said this, I will not repeat. From rupees 49 lakhs crore, India's foreign debt in 2014 has raised to rupees 205 lakhs crore in 2024. देश आगे बढ़ रहा है. कितना बढ़ रहा है? देखो बहुत देश बढ़ रहा है. देश इतना बढ़ रहा है, धारी में देश बढ़ रहा है. 2014 it was 205 lakh crore and now 49 in 2014. 2024 it is 205 lakh crore. देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, भारी में बढ़ रहा है. कंधा बहुत भारी हो गया, बढ़ रहा है. According to Trading Economic Global Markov models and analysis, expectations, government debt in GDP in India is expected to reach 88% of GDP by the end of 2024-25 fiscal. External debt in India increased to 6.8 to 300 USD million to in the second quarter 2024 from 6,63,800 USD million in the first quarter of 2024. But the gap in loan growth and deposit growth, SBI continues to lose market share in deposits over the years. Now the question is, how much is the interest rate on borrowing? Whether it will be funded, what will be the guaranteed return of investment, and what will happen if SBI fails to repay on time? RBI is informed that rupees 3,207 crore was lost because of 5,082,000 cases of cyber fraud. Yes. He was talking about cyber fraud. Yes. Cyber fraud between 2020-2024 financial years. Sir, who suffers for that? Who? Not the rich people. Only the poor people, middle class people. They are the sufferer for the cyber fraud. Sorry. Till today, the government, the central government, and its mechanism, whether it's the CBI, whether it's the ED, whether whatever the instrumental is, could not detect anyone. Very unfortunate. This is the fraud of cyber crime. Sir, the number of cyber fraud incidents has increased from 75,800 cases in 2023 to 2,92,800 in 2024. Just take it. That means more than 2 lakhs cases have been increased only in a year. What is going to be happening in 2025?
UP is number one.
Today I was hearing a speech. I don't know whether the Honorable Prime Minister was giving this speech today or not. I was in the television, he was talking about the cyber crime. I will request the Honorable Prime Minister, save this country from the cyber crime. Take an effective step. सिर्फ बातों में कुछ नहीं होता है. काम करना पड़ता है. काम कीजिए, कुछ तो काम कीजिए. The real growth in an economy is built on bank credit to go large industries and infrastructure projects. Deposit mobilization has been lagging credit growth of some time now. As of August 23, 2000, credit offtake in the Indian banking sector was rupees 169.5 lakhs crore, a 62% increase from December 23, and because bank dues stood at 2000. According to the latest RBI data, over the past decade, the share of public sector banks has dropped from more than 75% in 2002 12 to less than 60% of the overall system. So there is a need of top priority cyber security issue to check financial fraud. And IT management advanced system for fraud detection is a must for building robust cyber security measures. Strict regulatory compliance to adherence to stringent regulation for data privacy of customers and industry-specific laws like anti-money laundering practice. So the banking law, this bill is a donkey passage towards privatization of the Indian banking sector. Prima facie is to improve bank guarantee and investor protection, but actually a slow pace for selling targets its minimum holding in public sector banks from 51% to 26%. Thank you, sir, for giving me the chance to speak.
रानी श्री कुमार